Hello, this is Christine from In the Third Loop and Stitch Happens, which we hold on Thursday afternoons, or Thursday at noon Eastern Time. So for this video, I'm going to show you how to do the split puff stitch. And you start this with a base row of single crochet that is an even number. So you would chain an odd number, single crochet in the second chain from the hook, and then single crochet in each across, then turn your work. For this tutorial, I'm working with 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 stitches. I'm going to show you two different ways that you can do this. So I am going to chain one and turn my work, and I am going to start with a puff in this same stitch. So yarn over, insert your hook into the first single crochet, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook into the same stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through all your loops on your hook. Do not chain one to close it. In the next stitch, you're going to, you can either single crochet or slip stitch. I personally like this slip stitch better. It makes the puff out a little bit more. If your tension is really tight, you can single crochet so you don't lose that stitch. So for this video, I'm going to slip stitch. You pull up the loop a little bit higher and then pull it through your stitch. Here's where we're going to do the split puff. You're going to start in the same stitch that you just made the slip stitch in. So yarn over, insert your hook into the same stitch as the slip stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through all your loops on your hook, slip stitch or single crochet into the next stitch. Starting in the same as the slip stitch again, yarn over, insert your hook in the same stitch as the slip stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 5 loops on your hook, slip stitch into the next stitch. And you want to keep your tension a little bit loose. Yarn over, insert your hook into the same stitch as the slip, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through all 5 loops on your hook, slip stitch in the next. Now you're going to repeat that to the end. So we're going to insert a hook in the same as the slip stitch, pull up a loop, make sure you yarn over first, yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 5 loops, slip stitch in the next. Start your puff in the same stitch, so we're going to yarn over, insert your hook into the same stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, that's a little tight, yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 5. You're going to slip stitch or single crochet in the last stitch. So now we're going to chain one and turn our work. Puffs are sticking out on this side. So you're going to puff in that same stitch that you just worked the slip stitch in. Make sure you're not working into the chain one, so you can pull it a little bit tight so you're not working into that. Yarn over, insert your hook into the slip stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook into the same stitch. So the first puff of the row is made all in the same stitch. Yarn over, pull through all 5. You're going to slip stitch in the next stitch, which is the top of the puff. Just go under 2 loops, slip stitch. Yarn over, insert your hook into the same stitch as the slip stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook into the slip stitch. Now if you're slip stitching or single crocheting, make sure you're working into the next stitch and not the puff. or your puffs will not work out. So you're going to pull through all 5 loops. Slip stitch in the next, which should be the puff. And then yarn over. Insert your hook into the same as the slip stitch. Yarn over, pull up a loop. Yarn over. Insert your hook into the next stitch, which is the slip stitch. Make sure it's get it in there. Pull through all 5 loops. Slip stitch in the next. And that is the stitch that you're going to repeat all the way across. Your ending stitch will be a slip stitch or single crochet, whichever you choose to do. And your first stitch will be a puff in this, all worked in the same stitch. It's not split in the first stitch. So every other row, your puffs will be on the opposite side. So if you wanted your puffs to be all on the same side, you could get to the end of your first puff row, chain 1, turn your work, and single crochet or slip stitch all the way back across. Turn your work and then work your split puffs. So all of your puffy puff, like the puffy side of the puffs, will be on one side instead of this side and this side every other row. Entirely up to you. It's a preference. Just make sure that if you do work back across so your puffs are all on the same side, you're working whatever number you started with is the same number of slip stitches or single crochets that you work back across, and you don't lose any stitches. Thank you for joining me.